that. But if you think that you can contribute, you have an idea, wherever you are, you need to contribute that to someone who'll fucking listen, not to someone, in this I'm going to call it faux organisations who don't care. Like RDA doesn't care, UAP never cared. Liberal Democrats, they don't fucking care, right? You're going to have to send it to people who might. Ed Gilbert is one, I'll back him. Like I disagree wholeheartedly on the approach that he would take versus what I would take. I think he's too soft, but he's willing to listen. He'll bloody listen. And at the end of the day, he's pretty smart from what I can tell, and he's very driven, and he'll listen. So that's the third attribute. So I think Anthony Burge will listen. I'll listen. I think these are the sorts of people that you need to seek out if you're trying to affect change. And I'm going to come back to some of the people who I have. Who is the only leader who's been true to his word? I don't know. I don't know, Belinda. You'll have to answer that. But it's a good question. There have been so few leaders that are true to the... Oh, wait, hang on. Trump. Trump was true to his word. Yeah, there are people... even like I don't know if this guy's a shill or what, but this guy Gordon DB who keeps on spruiking this website. There's another guy, Graham Turner, who I think is a legend. I really do. Both of these guys are talking about a similar idea. They're talking about direct democracy. So really, Aisha wants to. All right. I'm going to talk about you, Aisha, in a second. So she just texted me. So I've talked about who I haven't heard, and if you want me to go over that list again, because what I want to see is an actual round table, right? Contributed to by thousands, right? And then when the consensus comes in, right? Not the 97% who we talk about in climate bullshit. I mean, when the consensus comes in about some actions to take, that the people can actually respond, as opposed to being divided by this idea and that idea. And to be honest, it looks really fucking divided because these people don't have good ideas and no one wants to go with it. And there is no consensus. So I've talked about the people who I haven't had a word with, right? Tricky, Jamie McIntyre, Dave O'Neig's, Pete Evans, Morgan, Monica, Matt Lawson, not really, Sol, Harrison McLean. These people say that, and in the early part, and, people like Raf Fernandez, at least Raf had the sense to completely disappear. I mean, good, fuck off, right? Because you're a snake oil salesman and you're so thin-skinned, right? But I haven't had and it's not to say that I'm this huge figure, but I was someone who was suggesting ideas, got myself. I think that my credentials stand up. Like I went and took a hit for what I believed in, and I didn't see a whole lot of the leaders. I saw the people were doing that, but the leaders were not. I saw Fanos chicken out, and I saw Raf chicken out, and I've talked about this through the years, I suppose. So again, I just think that it's again coming back to who will listen. There are people like, and I can't say this enough, Aisha, who's also a brilliant opera singer, and has just done power of work in all sorts of different aspects of the movement and minority populations as well, being Turkish and Muslim. And you got to congratulate her, she hasn't blown anything up yet. Well done, Aisha. Sorry, that's my sense of humour. So Aisha is someone, again, if you've got some ideas, then yes, Tanya, Victoria is fucked. And that's why I want to stop people, thinking that someone like a Reignite Democracy or Hoodie, is he a pedophile? I don't fucking know. I just had that sense. But, even if he's not, I don't like what he was doing. I don't like it at all. And I actually think of someone like Brendan McKenna, who was so sceptical about our group, that we raised a lot of money and we were trying to win in the High Court, and he was like, oh, you know, are you an agent? Are you a shill? Are you this? Are you that? And you know, I can understand why, because when I go through this list of people, I'm guessing they must all be shills. They must all have just, they're not for freedom. They're for enriching themselves, just like the fucking leaders, except they do it on a smaller scale. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say tricky or not, because I don't know. I think Jackie Dundee would vouch for him. But I don't know how much that vouching means, because we can all get taken advantage of. What are you saying, Deppy? That I'll always support my son because he's spot on. Well, good. But again, if you're looking to to vent or to talk about what your ideas are, I would say go to the people I'm talking about, because if you go to an RDA or a UAP or anyone in government, really, or if you're going to go talk, you can't talk to Thanos. He won't have a fucking conversation with you. Now, I'm not saying that he's a shill. He may be, but there's no point. He's not interested. He's not interested in progress. And that's what I'm interested in. I don't know. Like, just like with the law stuff, I didn't know whether we could win, but I was certainly willing to give it a go and to listen to the advice that we were getting. Now, again, so who are these people that you can talk to? Like I said, I'm going to put myself out there. Go and I will. I mean, I've had so many bloody conversations. I will answer your call, right? I'll answer your call. Aisha is another one. Autumn Baker, I think she's knackered, but she was another one who would actually at least, I mean, she actually did have a round table that we had, but then that was sort of disrupted by the fact that there were lockdowns at the time. But that was a round table and it was sort of getting established. But I haven't seen any of these other fuckers even talk about it. So, you know, I don't think that we need to say that it's about these other people being shills. It's not about that. It's just that where they are or not is another thing. What is central is that they are not interested in listening to anyone. Yeah, egos, correct, Aisha. And we saw that with Julian, the lawyer. I've forgotten his bloody last name. But, yeah, the same thing. Like, he just didn't want to listen. Doesn't want to listen. And it's like, well, are you interested in trying to find any solution? I mean, you have a look at, you know, say those farmers, right? Those farmers, the Dutch farmers, or the Canadian truckers. Yeah, you know, they just established themselves. They established themselves, and somehow here we can't do that. We're being prevented because we're a paid for movement, and I don't understand it. I really, it's really like Melbourne is a key battleground. So the name of Topher's documentary or bullshitmentary, whatever it is aptly titled. But again, where's his fucking phone call? Like, doesn't anyone want to find out? Like, I'm amazed that someone say like an Avi. Now we've had our differences, myself and Avi, but never did he give me a call and go, hey David, explain to me what happened with all the High Court cases. Like, no one. Like, we know, like Sky News is certainly Gillespie, yes, Julian Gillespie. Yeah, what a prick you are. I mean, no offense, right? No offense, right? I you know, reached out to you and you had nothing to fucking say. Nothing. What, is it because these motherfuckers know everything? I mean, I want to know, like, someone like Avi or Sky News had no interest. And same with Epic Times. Like, these are the, you know, the wet dream of alternative media, and yet they had nothing to say, and they still don't. They still don't. I mean, we watched Sky News, you know, do this fucking U-turn to become vax. You know, like they were pro-vax in the end. It's just bizarre. Anyway, that's really where I wanted to go with this. So I did want to, you know, talk about the people who were brilliant, and I said Aisha's one of them. Autumn has been one of them, and it's amazing to me that as psychotic as Brendan McKenna is. He seems to care more about what happens to this country than any of these other fucking idiots. Like, to be honest, I can't see that anyone, and I mean the people care, but we had no one. It was like every single avenue, every avenue was like, say you go down the RDA and you want to set up these independent groups, regional based or hoodies groups, right? They're an avenue to nothing. They're an avenue to what? You get. I mean, look, there is merit. I understand that, and the same with the protests, right? I was having this conversation. I've forgotten her name. I had a bit of a bitch fight with her about the futility of the way they were protesting, but okay. So there's merit to meeting up and feeling good, right, and not being depressed and then being suicidal. Great. Okay. Yep. Very low baseline, and then these groups, whether it's hoodies groups or RDA or UAP, or you guys could name more of them because you're probably part of them, or Team Tofa or Team Avi, Rebel News supporter, lover. Where do they lead you? Where have they led us? Nowhere. And independent voices such as my own, we fucking get nowhere. Like, maybe all you people here watching are like, I'm with David, like these other guys, but where is everyone else? Again, they lead us to nowhere. They lead us to nowhere. I mean, there's been functions. There was one just the other week down in Ballarat, and they are, as I said to Anthony Burge, just like protests, they are self-congratulatory, right? That's what they are. You turn up to these things. You turn up to a protest. Oh, fantastic! Where, I mean, what is it like? You pat yourself on the back for turning up. Great, right? Great. And you meet all these other people. Great. And is the only avenue. This is my question, right? And again, I want a round table where we have the smartest people in the room. The smartest people, and I guess I'm saying I've got an intellect, right? Fine, I'll say that about myself. I'm willing to listen. So if we can get people in the room to have discussions about, I mean, are we going to be a separatist movement? Is that what we are? Because I don't I lost myself for a bit when we started losing all these high court cases. And I was just like so disgruntled and so down about what my role is in this movement. But I don't think, I'm back. I have a little bit more energy for this again. And I would say that the law has to be part of what we're doing, but it can't be that we are just on this fucking island, right, submitting cases, because what we've learnt, and this is the important part, what we've learnt is that you need to put public pressure on. When I brought this to our group, Winning Victoria Back, I was silenced, right? I was fucking silenced. And you can ask Jackie Dundee about that, right? She agreed with me, but we were silenced, right? That is that we, like when I said, as much as a, piece of shit that this, Clive Palmer or Avi or whoever, I think that we needed to bring what we had and actually go forward, like get some, and that's what I'm saying. We need public support, whether it's a legal avenue, whether it's some sort of protesting. I mean, protesting can't just be in the middle of the street where no one gives a shit. Like, it's got to be targeted. It's got to be targeted. I don't see. I mean, again, if the only thing that we're going to do is be separatist, that is, we're going to have these parallel societies, I don't think you can do it. Not unless there's a complete fundamental breakdown of all the principles, because there's sort of a lot of the democratic principles are still, like, they're still very